Day 8 of Orgasmic Yoga. I woke up around 8 a.m. this morning to pee, and I decided to do my Orgasmic Yoga. So what I did was I used my vibrator once again. This is by Nomi Tang, and I reviewed it previously. So I turned it on, and I started by warming up my whole body first, starting from my feet all the way up to my head, including my arms this time. And then after about 15 minutes of warming up my body and giving intention for all orgasmic energy to just flow throughout my whole body, I turned the vibrator off, and this time I'm just focusing on sensation within, what I was feeling inside. And I opened up my legs, kind of like butterfly legs, and I just moved my legs up and down, back and forth, and having connection with my vulva, moving my legs, and then deciding to place one hand on my heart and one hand on my vulva while I was doing the butterfly legs. And it felt really nice because there was this buzz that was still running through my body even though I turned the vibrator off. And the last 5 minutes I was just in stillness, just absorbing this feeling and sending the intention out for this energy to help with my day, with my work, with my clients, and opening up more possibilities into my life. So this is day 8 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 9 of Orgasmic Yoga, I masturbated past 12 midnight. I used Touch Me by Nomi Tang. I put a condom over it, turned it on, and then I left it at the entrance of my vagina, allowing my body to absorb that feeling and then slowly easing it into my vagina. So there's no pain whatsoever. And as I began to become more comfortable with the vibration, I did set it to very soft. Then I did slow thrusting motion in and out. So I did it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I took it out, and what I did then was I masturbated using a rubbing motion around my blanket. What I usually do is a habit since young is I actually put something in between my legs, and the emphasis is on the clitoris, and I'm moving my body, and the tightening of my thighs and the rubbing actually triggers an orgasm for me. So because I find it the one that I'm most used to, so I did that, and I was able to have 3 orgasms in the remaining time that I had, about 10 minutes or so. And after that I just went into stillness. I just lied there, relaxed, and fell asleep. So it was a nice way to fall asleep. So this is day 9 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 10 of Orgasmic Yoga, I masturbated at 12 midnight. I used the same vibrator I've been using, Touch Me by Nomi Tang. And I was in spooning position, and I used the vibrator from the back and focusing on my clitoris. Then I moved it backwards towards my anus. This was over my underwear. So it was at the entrance of my anus, and I was doing it with the intention of helping my entire body to relax. A lot of people don't know this, but actually our anus sphincter is very much connected with the rest of our body. So if our anus is relaxed, our whole body actually is relaxed. So I then moved it to my butt, and it felt so nice that I began to dig it into my butt muscles, feeling for any knots, tension in my butt. The reason why I think I was subconsciously doing it was because, and subconsciously why I wanted to be in spooning position, was because I had been attending a technology conference for women all day, and actually was feeling quite sore in my butt. And so it felt really nice, and then I next focused on my lower back, and then I focused on the back of my neck, and then the back of my head. So these are places that I haven't been focusing on for the last 9 days, and it felt really nice. At the end of the experience, I did feel mini orgasms running through my body. Then I went into stillness. So I got up to clean up and to use the bathroom, I found myself smiling because this was the first time I actually masturbated in spooning position using a sex toy, and I had a positive experience. So I felt empowered. So this is day 10 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 11 of Orgasmic Yoga. I used my sex toy, Touch Me by Nomi Tang, once again. This time what I did was I propped my legs up against the wall near to the bed headboard, and I put on a condom, turned it on, and then I massaged the outer lips of my vulva, and then slowly inserting it into my vagina with slow thrusting motions. This time, besides the position, what was different was I allowed myself to make some sounds. Most of the time when I masturbate, or even when I'm with a partner, I'm actually quite quiet and I don't make much sounds. So it was the same sound, so it went a little bit like this, like that. So it felt different because I was kind of pushing myself and kind of reminding myself to make a sound, because it doesn't feel natural to me. But if you keep doing it, then it just becomes more part of your experience, and it really does make a difference when you make some sounds, because sound travels in our body and it allows for more energy to move through. So this is what I did on day 11 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 12 of Orgasmic Yoga, I masturbated with my sex toy, Touch Me by Nomi Tang, at 12 midnight. So what I did was I lied on my back, opened my legs, took off my underwear, I put a condom over the sex toy, I turned it on, and then I was using it to massage my outer lips. So the intent was to warm up my body first and then see how it went. So I found myself wanting to experiment with just very light touches of the sex toy with my clitoris. So it had little nice pulses that I was feeling in my body. Then when I felt warmed up enough, aroused enough, I turned the vibrator off and very, very slowly teasing the entrance of my vagina before slowing, allowing the sex toy to go into my vagina. And while I was doing that, I was consciously feeling for all sensation, tension in my genitals. And I was also sending intent for this energy that was being generated to heal myself. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but on Monday, actually I was day 8, I actually had a sore throat, and I was trying to get better using essential oils. And yesterday night, I developed flu-like symptoms. I was battling flu, and I started to take essential oils as well. So that's why when I was doing my Orgasmic Yoga, I set the intent for the energy to heal my flu or work with my flu, so that I get better more quickly. So this is day 12 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 13 of Orgasmic Yoga. Instead of masturbating at 12 midnight, which is what I have been doing, I decided to do it in the morning. So at 8 a.m. when I woke up, I opened the curtains, the light was streaming into the room, and it felt really nice. I took my vibrator, Touch Me by Nomi Tang, I put a condom over it, I turned it on, and I was lying on my back. So I used the toy to stimulate my outer lips, and then tease the entrance of my vagina before putting it into my body. I then turned on some music, thinking that the music would help me get into the mood, help me see if I could move in rhythm with the music. But I didn't really feel like it this morning. So instead I tried to see if I could get an orgasm from the sex toy moving back and forth in my vagina. I couldn't. I didn't really feel any kind of a build-up happening. So after about 20 minutes or 25 minutes of doing this, I then turned the sex toy off. I wanted to see if I could have an orgasm the way I usually do, which is having something between my thighs, usually my blanket or my bolster. So in this case was my blanket. I put my blanket between my thighs, I squeezed my thighs, I was then trying to rub my clitoris against the blanket to see if I could have an orgasm. And I kind of gave up halfway. I started to do it, and then I got tired and a bit listless, and I decided not to go for it. Decided to just lie there and just enjoy the orgasmic sensation running through my body. It's perfectly okay if you don't have an orgasm even when you start off doing it. Along the way, maybe sometimes you change your mind, you get tired, you realize that you didn't really have the energy to do it in the first place, and it's okay. I do have people I know of who beat themselves up over it and complain that they cannot. I think in our society we are so goal-oriented that anything that we don't get the result that we started off wanting, we beat ourselves up over it. Whereas for me, orgasm, masturbating is entirely part of pleasure. And I didn't have an orgasm today, but I didn't beat myself up over it, and I just allowed myself to enjoy the experience for what it was. And so, this is day 13 of Orgasmic Yoga. Day 14 of Orgasmic Yoga. It's been 2 weeks since I started my practice. So this is how I did it. At 1 a.m., I used my vibrator, Touch Me by No Me Tang. I put a condom over it, and then I used it to tease the entrance of my vagina. I wasn't pushing it in, I was just allowing my vagina to feel when it was ready to allow more of the sex toy to go in, and slowly penetrating more and more. So there was a lot of awareness and feeling rather than pushing and doing. So I didn't put the vibrator in and out, I was just allowing myself to have very, very small movements, allowing the sex toy to be inside me, absorbing the feeling, holding it. I wasn't caught up with moving it back and forth, trying to get an orgasm. I just felt I wanted to just experience what being really still felt like. So yesterday I noticed that my flu was gone. I didn't have any running nose this time, and it was quite miraculous that I recovered so quickly. So this is day 14 of Orgasmic Yoga.